Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors, and today we're going to talk about fitting the rack and pinion back to your car after you've had the rack and pinion out or the front cross member out. Trevor's going to shoot on here. We're going to show you that the cross member is completely gone here. You'll remember that we had this one up in the air the other day, and it had a lot of damage to it. And I think if Trevor will come down and which one? Where's the cross member that was damaged?
This one.
No, this isn't the one that's damaged.
That's the one that I cut because
It's damaged and.
All right. Anyway, this is damaged all in through here, and we couldn't get this thing apart. It's so crude, but the end of the arms were screwed up, so we ended up having to just cut the thing apart. But you can see this crack here, and the cross member itself is dented, and we're concerned that the fulcrum arm here was bent also, its mounting point. So rather than fool around with that, we thought let's just go ahead and get another cross member and fit that. Now over here on the ground, you can see the green paint on it is the rack and pinion that came off the car, and that was poorly mounted. Anyway, what we're going to do here, you're going to pan back over to here, we're going to put this cross member on once we get it apart and cleaned up. But the question becomes, what do you do with the rack and pinion, and how do you get this thing straight? Now the steering column in the car comes down to this, and that's fixed. That doesn't change its position. But the rack and pinion can. And on the rack, I don't know if we've got one here we can show. I haven't got one here that's got the, here it is. See these guys here? See those? Those are the shims that were used when it was put together originally. Okay? But once you take it apart, change the pads, change, those are no longer good, and you have to re-shim it yourself. So this is what you do. You put the rack and pinion in place and put the bolts down through. Well, the front one comes up, the back one goes down through, but you leave it loose. You've got your U-joint hooked up here, and your buddy's sitting up inside the car spinning the wheel, back and forth, moving the rack, back and forth. Now, if these two columns are coming together, point to point, then you can turn the steering wheel nice and evenly. But if one of them's coming up here and one of them's coming up here and they do not intersect, then the steering wheel will be free, tight, free, tight, free, tight, as you go through the U-joint and it binds up. So you begin tightening up these bolts here, one by one, a turn on each. Keep going round, round, round. Your buddy's turning back and forth. All of a sudden your buddy says, whoa, the thing got kind of snug there. So you take the last bolt that you tightened up, and you take a 5/16 washer like this, and you snip it like that, making the U large enough to be able to get the bolt in, and you slip it between the rack and the front cross member, and you keep tightening. You keep tightening. All of a sudden you're down here and your buddy says, whoa, it just got tight again. So you take another one and you put it underneath here. Whatever you have to do, however many you have to put in, so that you can turn the steering wheel back and forth and it doesn't bind up. Now you might say, oh, that's not a very accurate way to do it. What about those special tools in the workshop manual that have the little points on them and so forth? Well, go ahead and make some and try to use those and see how easy that is. This is a real effective way to do it. As long as the steering wheel is not binding, you're home free. Anyway, that's our little bit, and this is for Mr. Palmer, who called me about this today during Tech Time, who lives in Northeast Indiana. So thanks to everybody, and I know there's been some question about the hat, but that'll remain a mystery. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.